Currently we are in section 11 and we are about to check out the third video of this section. So how do we define a set in Dart? Well, a set can be defined as the unordered collection of the unique elements. Which means that in case of list we saw the ordered collection, that is each of the elements were present in sequence. But in case of Dart, the element does not contain any order. But in a set, we cannot contain any duplicate entries. That is, all the elements within the set are always unique. Now since the set is unordered, so you cannot get the elements with the help of the index. Unlike in list where the elements were present in the sequence, which we saw in the previous video. Now proceeding, what is a hash set? Well, the hash set is basically the implementation of the unordered set. And it is based on the hash table based set implementation. That is, each of the elements are identified with the help of their hash values. Now within our application, these are the code from the previous video where we learnt about the list. So let us use the same code and explore what is a set in Dart. Now as mentioned, the set is an unordered collection. So the elements present within the set does not contain any index. So we can now remove these comments because the elements within the set is unordered. And now the question arises how to define a set in Dart. So for that the syntax is very similar. Use the set instead of list. And then define the type of data that you want to store within a set. And on the right we have the list of elements such as the names of the countries. Now we can convert this list into the set. So for that we have a method of set.from and as a parameter pass the list of elements. So in this way you can create a set from a given list. So this was our method 1. And then further you can add as many elements to the set. Now let us move ahead and explore our method 2. Now the method 2 to create a set is again very simple. Use the set class followed by the data type. Now again, this time I am using integer. You can use boolean data type or double and so on. Right now let us use integer data type. And then on the right we have the constructor of set. Perfect. So this is our method 2 using constructor. And then we can perform the insert operation by using the same syntax. Name of the set followed by add method. Now here since it is numbers list, so let us change it to numbers set. So for that let us refactor it. Press Ctrl plus T and then click on rename and change it to numbers set. It will change every instance of the number set variable wherever it was present. Perfect. So we don't have to do it manually. And now down below we have some operation that belongs to the list. Let us remove all of them. And then let us explore how to print out all the values. Now the syntax to print out all the values remains same. We can use the for in loop like we used previously to print out the elements. And then using the lambda expression as well, you can do the same thing. Use the set followed by for each and then use the lambda expression where we can use the element as a parameter and in the body we can print it out. Perfect. And now in the end we have another for loop which prints out the values with the help of the index. Now as we all know, the set is an unordered collection. That is, we cannot read elements with the help of its index because the index is absent here, right? So in that case we have no option to read elements with the help of the index. So this for loop is not valid for set. It is only applicable for the list. So let us delete it. Perfect. Let us now launch our application. And there we go. We are getting all the elements present within the set. Now notice here that the elements are being printed in the order they were inserted, like you can see here. But practically the order is not guaranteed. You might get in the output as 73 followed by 21, then 12 and in the end 64. So the order is not guaranteed in case of set. So please don't rely on this. So this was all about the basics of set. Now what about the performing operation on the set? Such as here we have inserted an element to the set. Now if you try to insert the same element set.add 73, then in that case this entry will be ignored, just because in a set we can only store the unique elements. Since the 73 was already added, so this statement will be ignored. If you try to add the element again, this will be again ignored. So if you try running the application, then in the output you will get the same 4 elements. And now let us move a step ahead and check out other operations as well. Now in set we have a method called contains, with the help of which you can check if a particular element is present within the set or not. So this method simply returns true if the element is found in the set. Now proceeding, we have a method of remove, whose purpose is to find the element and then remove it from the set. So if you remove 64 and run the application, then in the output 64 will not be present here, it was deleted. Similarly, you can check if the set is empty or not by using the setter of isEmpty. And then you can also get the length of the set, that is the number of elements present within the set, by using this getter of length. And there are many more operations such as set dot, lookup, then clear, then add all method, and so on and so forth. Right now let us use clear, that is simply going to remove all the elements from the set. Perfect. So right now I will simply comment it. So that was all for this video. In this video we learnt about what is a set and what are the two ways to create the set. And also we explored the various operations that we can perform on the set, and also how to print out all the values present within the set. Perfect.